What's going on, creative people? You know what? Today I have three guests here. Before I introduce myself, I want to say I have actually two guests here. A young man and an older man. How you doing, Baba?
Baba, say what's up.
Hey, okay.
Oh, gosh.
So, creative people, today's guest is called Greg Cox.
That's right.
He's a music artist based in Charlotte, and it's going to be amazing. Just listen to what he has to share about his life and about his music craft. And if you are out there, you're a musician or someone who enjoys creative, entertaining things, you would get inspired and entertained and also have a sense of belonging. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what is going on in this room right now, so don't worry. Wow. All right, Greg.
Yeah.
Tell me, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man? Tell me.
Yeah, I'm a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
First, I can say I'm a husband, friend, daddy, music artist.
Uh-huh.
And I think I'm a pretty decent human being. But mostly, I'm a lover of people. You know, I love people. I love giving. I would say I'm a pretty generous person. Whether that be financial or also just in general, my talents, my time. Pretty inviting guy.
Yeah.
Bubba. And I'm a stern parent as well.
A stern parent.
Yeah.
So the reason he's saying he's a stern parent, he has his kid here called Baba, and he's in the studio right now. So if you're listening, you're not getting to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Bubba.
So that was good. You're a father. You're a generous person. I was asking. You said you're generous financially. Yeah. Can I get like a $5 million now?
If I had it, that's probably why I don't have much, because I give it all away.
Wow.
If I had 5 million, 2.5 of it would be yours.
Okay. You're being considerate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I can live off 2.5. Yeah,
that's excellent. So, how was it? Now you have your kid here, right?
Yeah.
And I was saying he's a reflection of you, and you just have to just watch him do his stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you, how was your childhood like?
Man, my childhood was different. My mom and my dad, they divorced when I was, I think, about 4. And my mom wanted a really good life for us. So she moved, and she would basically connect us into communities that were healthy. But she wouldn't wait long if she felt like communities weren't turning out like she would like for them to. So we moved around a lot.
Oh, okay.
Consequently. But in a way to honor her, she wanted what was best for us at all times.
Okay.
So I feel like my childhood overall was really great. Lots of love, lots of music, lots of come here, Bubba. Get your butt over here right now. Yeah, they're gonna see me fail as a parent live. But yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, my childhood was great. It was successful. Sega Genesis, lots of time watching music videos. Growing up with a fraternity full of musicians. Hey, Bubba, that's not a good idea. He's like, what can I do? But yeah, it was really good. I would say it was really good.
Wow.
You as a child, you're oblivious to a lot of things. You know what I mean? But you aren't oblivious to what you do have and what's great about it. And I definitely can say I was blessed to have the childhood that I have.
Okay. Most of the guests, some of them will say, "Oh, my childhood was good," and it's funny. One of them said you wouldn't know you were living in a messed up place
Oh yeah, yeah,
until
absolutely.
you grow up. But that's life, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so you're more in tune with the good things when you're young.
Baba, that was a bad idea.
Why? He's gonna stand?
Yeah,
What do you think is gonna happen when he stands?
that is the question. It is unpredictable.
Wow. So tell me, man.
Yeah.
Have you went blank?
It's he's way.
You right now, right? This
Mhm.
event, this podcast, you wouldn't forget.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
your kid is here, and he is having some fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Back
There's
and
no
forth.
limits.
So tell me, what event wouldn't you forget, good or bad?
Yeah. Oh. So I used to be embarrassed to talk about this, but I'll talk about it
Mm-hmm.
now because I see how it's been reversed. I did a show
Mm-hmm.
by MTV,
Mm-hmm.
P Diddy,
Mm-hmm.
making his band, and I played. P Diddy was basically looking for musicians for his band to tour worldwide,
Mm-hmm.
and I made it onto the show where you make it into the house. It's like the first. It was one of the first reality shows
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen, and that I wanted to be a part of. I mean, reality shows now are like you don't want to be a part of them anymore in America. That is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did well
Mm-hmm.
up until the first challenge. So the first challenge, we were in this amazing mansion.
Mm-hmm.
After I successfully moved from a finalist in New York, some of the greatest musicians in the world,
Mm-hmm.
Nissan Stewart, Omos Keith, Rob Lewis, all gave us a challenge. I didn't do well on it. They gave us about 32 different exercises to do in 12 different keys, and they would call out the random exercises and random keys for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
I did those. We practiced them for 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
and they called out probably 3 random exercises. And in these 3 random exercises, I did well on 2.
Mm-hmm.
I did absolutely terrible on 1. It was awful.
Just that one.
Yeah, yeah. I would say I did half. I did pretty good on 1. I did on the second one, and then the last one I did absolutely awful on. And they used that to eliminate me.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I got eliminated. I got sent back home. So I'm one of those guys who got sent home from the reality show. And it was televised nationwide.
Uh-huh.
It was one of the most amazing,
Mm-hmm.
unforgettable experiences ever in my entire life.
Mhm.
First time in Los Angeles
Mm-hmm.
at 19.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was one of those moments you want no one to see.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to see all the good stuff, but not the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And that was one of the bad things. So, sorry.
Is
But
that
yeah.
you? It's something that you don't want the people to see. But
Yes.
You just want them to see the good part.
Of course.
Oh, I was in that reality TV. Then get into the final part. Okay, that was it.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
done.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done
yeah.
showing you.
Yeah, get to like the end of the second episode.
Mhm.
Just watch the good stuff. Don't watch the bad stuff.
The bad stuff.
But no, I'm okay with it now because did you just snatch that from me?
He's learning new things.
Yeah, I wanted people to just see the good stuff. And that's just like in life, right? Like edit. We can edit this or we can edit that. Just like editing this or editing my son out of, you know what I mean? But I think life just isn't like that. And I think we should share those parts, like not just the highlight reel. We should share the parts that are, teachable.
Mhm.
Share the parts that aren't so polished and shiny. Share the failures and share the beginnings. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with it now. I wasn't okay with it like a year ago, but now I'm like, you know what? I mean, the success of the album helped too. You know, that helped with my confidence a bit. Like, because you know, you feel like you got to do something good first, and then talk about the bad stuff that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did this, and now we could talk about what the bad stuff.
Well, so
Okay.
that was wonderful, man. Because I would say most people, they'll look at people's glory, the glorious days, and they wouldn't know what really happened behind the scenes. So it's always good to share the good,
Oh
the
yeah.
bad, the learnable, the teachable.
Oh yeah,
times,
absolutely.
which is really excellent. So Cox,
Yes.
let me ask you: when did you decide, and how did you started doing music?
So yeah, I moved with my dad when I was around 15, 14 or 15, and from that point, I connected with some friends who actually ended up being lifelong friends, who were fellow musicians and just phenomenal gifts. Like, they were just the kind of guys you're intimidated to be around. They were that good. So I would hang out with them, and they would show me stuff. And I was always interested in production, music production. So I would take what they taught me and apply it to music production, like doing music, and like next thing you know, I just started doing songs. You know, I always say you kind of fall into a career where you end up doing something that you really like, that you don't have to necessarily get paid for, and you just sort of fall into it sometimes. Some people are like left brain thinkers, where for me, because I'm a right brain guy, I'm all like no details, details are important, extremely important. But experimental more so than I am anything else. So because of that, it's lended me to sort of fall into things, and then like by trial and error, you know, you fall into something great, you know, just from trying it over and over and over again. So I guess it's just evolved from the time that I spent with them to my alone time with the tools that they've given me, and I ended up being where I am today, just from constantly trying, taking the information, learning and applying it. So I didn't have any like school lessons, or I didn't go to school for it or anything like that. I just practiced myself, took what they taught me, and applied it to what I was doing and what I'm doing now. There's still things I play that I like. When I play them, I could see their faces in my head. You know what I mean? I could see like this guy named Jamal. I was like, who's like phenomenal keyboard player. I would play things and be like, oh, that's totally something Jamal would do. Or I would, you know, program some drums a certain way. It's like that's totally what Tank would do. You know, referencing that in my music. So yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of stumbled upon music in a sense. And I guess with getting better at other things, it's just I just did a process of elimination. Like I'm pretty good at this. People say I'm good at this. People like this, and I'm gonna keep doing this. And I guess at that point, it's a constant decision to do something. So one day you decided to do this podcast, and then you're like, I have to keep doing the podcast. Yeah. It's like a constant decision that you're making over and over to do it. You know what I mean? not based on viewers or based on like likes, but just from true consistency. So
Yeah.
I decide and I'm deciding. You know what I mean? So it's like I decided and I'm deciding currently to continue. So it's like a tricky question. Like, when did you decide to blah, blah, blah? 2012 was my first album. And I haven't put out another album since. That's like 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I say I decided and I'm continuing to decide. And I'm deciding to continue to do it. I know it sounds like super deep. But
it's a constant reminder of yourself. Okay, this is what I'm doing every day in, day out. I'm always thinking about this, and that's what I'm going to do. So
yeah.
So a constant decision for you to always keep doing your music.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's I feel it's a joy of constant decision, and nothing really battles that decision. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do music. No.
Right,
no,
right,
I'm gonna do it.
Right.
If it is not that, then it's a joyful, constant decision that day in, day out. You wake up, that's what I'm doing. What am I doing? This is where I'm going. I'm going to this place. I'm performing here and there, making this video, doing this. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to paraphrase this Newton's law, and it goes this way: in order for you to go up, you have to leave certain things behind.
Okay.
So, doing your music, what did you have to leave behind for you to see progress?
Well, I didn't leave behind my kids.
He's here. So
what did I have to leave behind? Well, in order to do music, you definitely have to, in order to do music as a career, you definitely have to develop good habits. So I'd say I left behind some bad habits. Left behind a few people.
Ooh.
Right? You leave behind a few ideas.
Okay.
At first, you have to sort of leave behind an identity that you've always known, and you have to leave behind your value of other people's opinion about you. People you love, you know what I mean, who might not necessarily see it the way that you see it. You care about how they view you, and there's nothing really you could do about that, except for decide to like not give it as much attention. But the reality is, it's like this whole concept of like caring about what other people think or caring about what other people see of you. The perceptions are always your subconscious, right? Like, nobody's really thinking about me as much as I'm thinking about me. It's a thing where you have to be okay with and understand that you're totally throwing your own thoughts about yourself and attaching it to other people with their opinions. So I had to leave that. I had to definitely leave that in order to propel what I was trying to do. So.
Wow. So to piggyback on what you were saying, there is this thing that I was thinking about, that sometimes it's not what people are saying that is people are not hating us. It's just our own thought. That we, as you're saying, we attach it to people's look, we attach it to people's comment.
Absolutely.
Because if the person is not present with you, is not on the same bed with you, is not a friend to you, and they have no direct contribution or distraction, then you don't really have to care about your opinion.
Absolutely.
And if they are not criticizing you and giving you a better way to go about it, they are just saying, oh, you're doing this the wrong way, you're not doing this well, and they are not giving you any feedback. To hell with that.
Yeah.
So what do you do day in day out
Yeah.
to see progress, and what do you have to do differently?
Oh yeah. That's what you said. So for me, starting and stopping things. I am like the king of starting. Getting an idea isn't the problem. I have a flood of ideas. Getting the idea is the fun part. Like the fantasy of the idea, right?
Romancing it.
Yeah. The ability to just have it in your mind is great.
You are a king of starting something,
Yes.
and getting the idea is the fun part.
Yeah.
But I would say seeing it through and
Yes.
getting it done.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, definitely. So I am not he's messing with your mic now.
No, let it go.
I am not I'm not bad at making things happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it took me a while to get the consistency
Mm-hmm.
of the idea. I believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it fully. Seeing it through
Mm-hmm.
was something that I had to work on constantly, which was like, okay, I know this is the idea. Reaffirming the idea in my mind. This is how I want to go. And a lot of times, things that you want to happen or ideas that you have don't necessarily fully come to realization
Mm-hmm.
the way you had it in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Bubba,
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
but yes, partly most of it is just being consistent with it, knowing that what I'm doing has a purpose, serves a purpose, and the ideas that I have are possible.
So
Yeah.
you're saying you are able to now. You had to be consistent with anything you do, and
Yes.
you make sure you see it through.
Yeah.
And that is something you had to do differently to
Yeah.
see progress. And to sort of talk more about the question. So day in day out, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like day in day out, you take care of the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure he's being fed.
Yeah.
Make sure you're also okay. So when it comes to your music, day in day out, what do you do to see progress?
So day in and day out, what I would say is, number one, first thing I do, I start with prayer
Mm-hmm.
every day, even if it's silently, and throughout my day and whatever I'm doing, I'm still praying. Right, even in this, I could be praying. So that's number one. I start from that place. Then, you can't really schedule for ideas to hit. You know what I mean? So they just come,
Mhm.
and I'll throw them in my phone or write something down or whatever as that's going. And I look for inspiration in my life. So I'm not the guy that creates every day. Like I make 3 beats a day. I make 5 tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Every day for 5 years. I'm just not that guy.
Uh-huh.
I wait for inspiration and I create. And sometimes it looks like 3 tracks a day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it looks like a song a day
Mm-hmm.
for 3 summers. Sometimes it looks like just being with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it looks like spending time with my wife and actually feeling that. Sometimes it's 6 years
Mm-hmm.
before, you know what I mean? But now, day in and day out, I make sure that I'm at least assessing where I am, depending on what's going on. So if I got a project out like I have right now, I'm intentionally looking at opportunities to okay, how can I make this better? How can I do this? How can I communicate that better? How can I create better? So I'm constantly thinking about that. I would say part of it could be just paying attention to what's happening, paying attention to my body, paying attention to my kids, and paying attention to those things, those realistic moments that are going on that a lot of people can relate to, and tapping into that. So it's more so than it is a formula. It is me paying attention to what's going on around me, because music and song. It's all about communicating those emotions. So if you aren't in tune with those emotions, you're probably not going to write a good song. Probably not going to write a good melody if you're not in tune with how it feels first. You know what I mean? Because it'll feel forced. You ever listen to a song and it felt like forced? Like, yeah. And you talk to them and like, hey man, how much are you making music? I make 3 beats a day for everything sounds that way. So you talk to me about day to day, like what am I doing? That's really what I'm doing. The way I look at music is like this. When you plant a tree, let's say you plant an apple tree. Have you ever seen or heard of an apple tree trying to force itself to bear fruit, or trying to force itself to create an apple? Like, oh, I gotta get this apple out.
I think I have.
That's amazing. I gotta go see this. I gotta go see that, wherever that is. But it's just more so about, this is what season I'm in. This is what's happening around me. Oh, there's sun? Great. Oh, there's rain. Great. Oh, there's a hurricane. Oh, let me embrace. Let me hold on. Oh, let me dive deeper. Because plants go deeper rooted first, and then they sprout up. You know what I mean? So to me, it's not about quantity or like day to day what I'm doing. I'm just abiding. I'm just a plant or a tree that is plugged, that is rooted deeply, and adjust to the seasons as they come. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I know that's like a very like
no
esoteric answer. It sounds so poetic.
I understand what you're saying, and I believe the audience, to those who are listening this segment, be it 2019 or 2020, they will understand.
Yeah,
they will understand, because you're not talking about abstract things. It's just realistic things that happen, and you're relating it to how you do your stuff day in, day out.
Definitely.
Yeah, I understand. So I'm going to ask you what you got going on, but before I do, I want to know, before I even ask you, before I ask you about what you got going on, let me ask you this: you have a kid?
Yeah.
Your husband too.
Yeah.
So tell me, and you do music, do music. So if you were to give 3 tips, about your music, to anybody out there listening, what helpful tips? What would they be?
Man. So obviously, advice about music is look around, right? Meaning like look around people you can physically see, people who you're interacting with, and think about how you can create with them, how you can just be your best, just be your best, your best at what you're doing. Be the absolute best that what you can do, and present it as best as you can with the people around you. That's it. Don't try and reach up. Don't try and connect with other. Well, you can definitely try and connect with other people, but don't feel like because you're not connecting with, I don't know, let's say Pharrell, you know, I emailed Pharrell and he didn't hit me back. I can't have a music career.
Mm-hmm.
Just connect with the people who are around you and make the best music you can possibly make.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. It's really that simple for me.
Mm-hmm.
But we gave you the headphones earlier.
Unplug it, please, and then we will see. What he's gonna do with it.
It's gonna do something terrible.
As long as he does, he can pull it to any length he wants. Just that he can still hear us.
Yeah.
Baba. Wow. So.
Yeah.
That was look around you.
Yeah.
And create the best music you can.
Yeah. With the people around you.
With the people around you.
Yeah.
That is, I would say that is one.
One.
Yeah.
Okay. Two, pay attention what's happening on all things. So pay attention to what's happening online, pay attention to what's happening around you,
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to what people are saying to you.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention, be open to it, be open to criticism, be open to other people's opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and be secure, be rooted enough,
Mm-hmm.
like that tree, be rooted enough to where whatever's going on around you, it doesn't affect you so much that you die.
Mm-hmm.
Most trees die when they become unrooted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So don't lose who you are. Don't lose that. Pay attention. Number 3, celebrate. Celebrate small wins. Celebrate small victories. Celebrate. Oh man, 3 people commented. Oh wow. Wow. If I can get 3 people to comment every day, okay. Cool. Celebrate it. You know, we released a single. Yeah. Small celebrations, small victories, you know. Or I made a song today.
Mm-hmm.
I finished a song today. I started a song today. All right, Viv, I brushed my teeth today.
Oh, hallelujah.
You know what I mean? I brushed my teeth today. I don't have any songs or any ideas. I got up and I brushed my teeth today. And you celebrate that,
Yeah.
right? That could be a song. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. That's a song right there. I brushed my teeth today. Anything, you know? I think that sparked happy for Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
Just that feeling, the feeling, you know, of celebrating. So I think that's it. So those 3.
Yeah. And when it comes to life in general, since you've been around the block,
Yeah.
what 3 tips, helpful tips would you like to give?
In life. Man, I shouldn't be giving life advice. Not at this point.
Any tips? You know, you never know what someone
Yeah.
has been through. They have something that will help shorten someone's time frame.
Yeah, I definitely say develop a strong sense of kindness and humbleness towards things that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and well verse yourself in things that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Things that are useful for you that you don't know. Be a student. Forever be a student.
Mm-hmm.
Forever. Be teachable.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I would say love on people
Mm-hmm.
openly. You know, make sure people know that you notice them
Mm-hmm.
at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get on a tangent on like put your phone down, whatever you know. I don't want to get on that. But I think loving on people is just it's just an understanding that you can just have. I mean, because you can love on people
Mm-hmm.
through social media. You know, give support, show support. And it'll be reciprocated in ways you never thought would happen. And I would say do it afraid. Do it afraid. Like, most people won't do stuff, or they'll become paralyzed if they're afraid. Like, I'll do it when I'm not afraid, then I know I'm ready. Do it afraid.
Do it.
Do it with fear. Now, Nike says just do it. But, like, fear isn't an indicator that you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you jump out of an airplane, you're not, like, completely fearless at first.
Cox. Greg Cox.
Yeah.
Tell me, what you got going on now that you would like anybody out there to know about? And even, ladies and gentlemen, creative people, if you're listening, this is Greg Cox.
Yes.
He's a music artist, and you may probably missed out on what he's doing now, but when you check the description, there is a link that will lead you to his page, his Instagram account, and you get to find more information about what he is talking about now. So stay tuned. Yo, so tell me, what you got going on, man?
Other than my kid terrorizing your podcast, I have I have an album out. It's called Etc.
Etc.
Yeah, like so on and so forth. The other things. Also, I have a short film out. And that's basically sort of narrating the theme of the album. I have, of course, merchandise. Today I'm actually wearing, this is
From Charlotte
with Love.
with Love.
This isn't my t-shirt. This is a friend of mine. It's a rapper, and he's a music artist. His name is Rel. So yes, this t-shirt is from it's a music artist named Rel.
Real.
And he created these shirts. There's white ones and black ones. I got the black one. From Charlotte with Love. And I just love the font, the design from it. So yeah, he's super dope. Shout out to Rel and Salone. Salone has a really dope. Oh my gosh, do you like food trucks?
Yes, I do when I go uptown.
Oh my gosh! So she has a food truck. It's connected to this, and it's all connected to what you're saying. But she has a food truck.
That's a good merch you have right there, From Charlotte with Love.
Yeah, this is another. This isn't my merch. This is from Rel.
From Real.
But my merch is is all connected to my link tree.
Okay.
It's all together there. So you'll see the merch, my booking email, my short film, and the actual album. It'll all be in my link tree.
Creative people, sorry to interrupt you. Creative people, I would add the link in the description.
Right.
So if you're listening on iTunes,
Yeah.
on Stitcher, on Android, or YouTube, you can still click the link or type it into your URL, any browser, and check out what he's talking about. So that is good. Is that all you have coming up, or
A few more surprises as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be doing some more live dates, some more live shows, and I have more music coming this year.
That is excellent. That is
Yeah.
excellent. So we are about to wrap up, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you your views about your industry. Tell me.
So what I think my industry right now, the music industry in particular, is in an interesting spot. It's interesting. We're still figuring out how to sort of use social media as a driving force. How to basically make money. Once music became available online to download for free, we're like in 2000. We're 18 years later. We're still trying to figure that out, and I think we've gotten a handle on it, which is like live shows and merch and stuff like that. So I don't know if you've seen the Travis Scott thing on when he's number one. Well, he was number one, the number one album out, and he sold merch as a bundle with his album.
Wow.
And made a bunch of money off of that. So I think my industry is still figuring it out. Even the top guys are still figuring it out. They're taking more chances because they have more money to do it. But I think they're still figuring it out. I think everybody's still trying to figure out how to use it. We have more data now, so that's good. Knowing who's listening to your music and where they are. So we have that data. And people can schedule tours off of that, schedule meetings off of that. You have more data for your demographic. So it's all there to show you, like, oh, these are the kind of people who are interested in you, and here's where they are. So that's important as well. There's the metadata as well. And, you can use that to your advantage, or you can use that as a disadvantage, depending on how you frame it and how you look at that information. So I think we're in discovery mode still. Like I said earlier, you always have to be a student, and I think everybody in this industry in particular is a student.
So the final hour before we wrap up.
Yeah.
We're about to gossip.
Okay.
Yeah, we're about to talk about certain things. I'm out. You're about to gossip. You're about to, yeah, but I'll listen to you.
Oh, wow.
You're about to talk about the things you like, something you want to compliment, something you want to vent at, public issues, celebrity, what Baba is doing, or anything you want to talk about. Just let it flow. It's a private conversation, by the way.
Okay, this is private.
It's going to be live.
Well, I think Charlotte is on the verge of one or two things. Either it's on the verge of creating unity and something magical coming from it. So Charlotte is on the verge of being something absolutely amazing. It's on the verge of creating unity in a lot of places, or it's on the verge of exposing the divide, because the reality is there's two different Charlottes. There's a Charlotte for the rich and the poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on a lot of different levels socially as well. There's two different Charlottes socially, and I think that's everywhere. But my focus right now is just Charlotte. And I think the more we come together and create equality of resources, equality of opportunities for everyone, the better Charlotte will be.
Okay.
Because, at the end of the day, they say that there's a better player than LeBron James out there somewhere, but he just doesn't have the same opportunities.
Okay.
He doesn't have the same platform. You know what I mean? There's a guy who can windmill, take it behind his back, and dunk on a 12-foot goal or something like that. But he's just never seen the light of day. I mean, in light of social media, hopefully he will. I mean, I would watch that video. But I think in Charlotte, it's slowly forming just from the meetings I've had. And I'm not saying I'm the end all be all. Like, there are situations that I think you should already be in. It's just access. It's just social groups. It's information.
Information is key.
Yeah. So I think you're doing a great job as well. I mean, what you're doing is commendable. It's excellent. So I think the more we come together as a community and the more information we have, I think it could be something no other city has ever seen before. Or has seen before, but just on a different level with Charlotte.
I would say no other city has ever seen before. I'll tell you something after, behind the scene.
Yeah.
So carry on.
Yeah, that's it. That's really it.
Yeah.
That and just you know, I have a love-hate relationship with music journalists.
Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way? Tell me, man.
See, now you're digging in it. So it's like, you know, if you're a music journalist in 2018 and you have an email address in your bio, you say, welcome, send to my email address. I'm a music journalist. And that's what you do. 9 times out of 10, you can expect to get an email from a music artist that you probably won't like. There's nothing surprising about that, right? So because that's not surprising, this is a part of your job. It's part of what you signed up for. Don't be surprised if you don't like the music.
If it is not your genre.
Isn't that simple? You know what I mean? Like, it's a very simple concept. I don't think music journalists get that.
You're taking it too personal.
Yeah, that, and they think everyone's trying to use them. You know? And I think I love music journalists that are just open and honest about it, because they help. You know, music journalists help. They make your music aware, especially if they love it, or they're gonna tell the world about it. But music is tricky now because music journalists want you to approach things in a certain way. You know what I mean? It's like
how?
Like music journalists want you to be a fan of theirs. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Be a fan of me.
When you approach the music journalist, they want you to be a fan of their writing. Like, it is about, like, now when you approach music journalists or editors or writers or whatever, it's like you have to sort of make them feel like a rock star before they give you the light of day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
They're gatekeepers in a way. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know, most music journalists write about people who are already successful anyway. And I guess that's a way for them to sort of give their opinion on the hottest topic for people to talk about.
So that they will get more views.
So they get more views, which makes sense. Which makes sense. But I think I just have a love-hate relationship with that. Because it's just certain things. It's just certain things that I feel like they should understand in general. And then they handle certain things weirdly. Like, because they're a music journalist and their gift is writing, they write about music that they don't like, or an approach that they didn't like. You know, or they'll put a blast out of, oh, look at this guy emailed me and said blah, whoop, 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 and this is whatever. Yeah, I'll never review your music. You know, and they are considered, because of their platform. Let's say you're a music journalist and you write for Complex, right? And you just wrote something for Travis Scott on the premiere of his album. When people go to Complex and they read about Travis Scott, do you think they're thinking about the writer? If you go to a Complex interview,
if the writer don't put their name and picture over there, I may not see them.
You don't pay attention to them.
Most people don't. I'm going to read. That's all I care.
Yeah.
Complex. Next time I'll come to the site.
You think Complex?
Writer.
Yeah.
Unless I have something to do with wanting a writer.
Yeah.
Then I'll start looking out for The
Yeah.
person who wrote that.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think writers want to be brands now. And that's the difference. Like, if you're a blogger, or if you're an editor, or if you're a writer, and then knowing the difference between that, knowing that, hey, you work for Complex, and this is about the artist and Complex, and you're the middle person, and that's okay. Like, think of it this way. In the Bible, right? John the Baptist was the guy who baptized Jesus, right? When Jesus came on the scene, John the Baptist had so many people around him that he just said, behold. When Jesus was walking towards them, he said, behold the Lamb of God. This is the guy who is going to take away the sins of the world. John the Baptist didn't say, look at me baptizing his guy. He just says, this is the guy. He's the chosen one. Look at him. Look at what he's done. He's going to do this. He's going to do great things. And he baptized them, and everybody rejoiced. Right?
Yeah.
Or Andrew. You ever heard of Andrew in the Bible?
Yeah, I've heard of his name.
So Andrew in the Bible, the guy who introduced Peter to Jesus, and was like, hey, Jesus, this is Peter. And then later on, Jesus was like, on this rock, I'm going to build my church. Basically said, on Peter, on you, I'm going to build my church because of you. Andrew didn't get no credit. You heard Andrew maybe twice in the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, and there's nothing wrong with, being praised for what you do. But when it becomes a thing to where you want to be the rock star.
All right, creative people, if you're listening, this is Greg Cox.
That's right.
He's a music artist. And now, man, tell them, how can they reach you? How can they find you?
Yeah. Yeah, my all my information, most people use Instagram nowadays. So my Instagram is Greg Cox, though. So it's Greg Cox, THO. And all my information is in my bio. If you want to book me, if you want to order merch, if you want to listen to the music, if you want to watch the short film, you can definitely DM me. All my information is there. So check it out. If you don't use Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Greg Cox. I'm on Twitter, Greg Cox, though. Same thing. All across the board. So that's how you can find me. Greg Cox, though, if you are a hashtag person. Greg Cox, though. At hashtag Greg Cox, though. Greg Cox, though. Greg Cox, though. Greg Cox, though.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we are done. But